Hey, Moni. Good morning. Mm. Hi, V. Good morning, Octavius. Hi, Carla. Hello, Echo. Thank you. Mm. Yesterday was, thank you. Yesterday was a long day. I had training and then I drove a little bit. And then I met up with well, no, one of the CU aunties who is also here in Houston. She hosted a Galentine's Day brunch. And that was a lot of fun because everybody that came to the brunch, you had to bring something for everyone else. So everybody had to bring whatever they brought, they had to bring 10 of. And it's a trend that's going on Instagram. And we did this grab table where you dump everything out on the table and then everybody grabs what they want. And then the host made us some fabulous bags. Get on your pillow. Yeah. That way you won't cough. Good job. So I didn't really follow the instructions because once I went to go get what I was going to give to everybody, I was like, oh, these will make really cute gift bags. So they didn't have to grab for mine. They just, so there's that. Um, I did have an opportunity to go do some homework on Jordan Tyson and Carnell Tate, and I like them. I like them a lot. And I really would like them to be in our wide receiver core. Mhm. I had an opportunity to look at some of the other prospects in terms of for the O line and then some of the defensive, but I really got excited and I can now see why there was so much conversation about these two particular gentlemen. Um, I feel like a girl at in in the store buying some shoes. I don't want to pick. I want both of them. So there is that. Yesterday, I swear my timeline was filled with nothing but absolute love for Shedeur. It was either Shedeur and Shiloh in the timeline or Forever 44 and Forever First Lady Michelle Obama. So that's all it was. It was a love fest yesterday for the Obamas and the Sanders. And the happy birthday wishes were absolutely amazing. I mean, there was some really cute stuff. Um, Lots of love. It was just a positive. Awoke this morning to all kinds of posts from Shiloh and Shador. They're back home in Canton and they had a birthday party back home and they look so cute. They just look like overgrown versions of their little selves at their own birthday party. Thank you, Octavius. Thank y'all for tapping the screen. They just look so cute. They have fireworks and stuff, and per usual, Miss Ty did the decor. It was really nice. I'm glad they got a chance to go back home. I personally think that Canton is a recharge for all of them. Whenever they all go back home and get a minute to just rest and be around each other, they come back brighter, stronger, and more vibrant. So this is the perfect way for definitely for Shador to recharge and be able to get back to Cleveland and turn it up. Like I said, I wasn't really into too much the draft this year. I'm gonna be nosy and watch it just to see where the chips may fall. But for the Cleveland, the Cleveland side of the NFL, it appears that Andrew Berry is doing his best work before the draft. So there is that. Now, needless to say, everybody is getting ready for the Super Bowl. And there's been lots of conversation about the Super Bowl in terms of who should win. Everybody, let me rephrase that. A lot of people want the Pats to win just for the simple fact Bill Belichick and how he didn't get Hall of Fame nods. There is that. Um, I did not follow the Seahawks at all. I did catch a few of the Patriot games. I've had an opportunity to see their team play. They've got a lot of dog and fight in them, but then again, hi, is that better? Can you hear me now? Can y'all hear me? No, that's crazy. Hold on. Can you hear me now? It's them on TikTok. That's okay. Hello. Good morning, Black. So what I was saying was, I hadn't really watched the Seahawks much this year. I did have opportunity to watch the Patriots, and they do have dog in them. But then again, the Patriots are a foundation playoff team. These situations together. Now, do they always win? Yeah, there have been moments when they've lost, but they've won more than they've ever lost. So there is that. Um, I I like watching Stefan Diggs for more reason than one, both football and I absolutely think Cardi is adorable and funny. I'm thinking she's going to make an appearance tonight during the Benito Bowl at halftime. I'm definitely thinking that's going to happen. So there's that. Um, Tonight, to be very honest with you, I'm watching the Super Bowl because there's no Cleveland Browns football being played. I'm getting my football fix. Still staticky. I think it's TikTok. They've been pissing me off. They've been messing with me since yesterday when me and the rent a cop got into it at the parking lot and I told the rent a cop to go on about his business. So ever since then they've been playing with my account. So it's no telling what they've done to it. I don't know. Thank you, Miss Dodd. But anywho, uh I didn't realize how bad my football withdrawals were until there was no football to watch. And I did watch the celebrity. Okay, thank you, Carla. I did watch the celebrity touch football game. That was a little boring. It was good to see Prime and his folks, you know, enjoying one another. So there was that. Huh. Okay, for everybody that's on TikTok, is it still trash? Is that what you're telling me? Okay, no, but you can hear me. Okay, so it looks like it's only it's not a whole bunch of people in here. So let's just go ahead. Y'all keep tapping the screen. They'll come in when they come in. So for my girlies that are in here, I'm gonna show you what I got in my Galentine's Day haul. So this this is the bag I gave to everybody. But the stuff I'm gonna take out of here is not the stuff, not necessarily all the stuff. Hey Nicole, that I gave everyone. So I'll let you know when I get to the stuff that I gave everybody. So let's get into this Galentine's Day haul, shall we? Okay, so I got some brush wipes for makeup brushes. I got I got this really nice. It's a chocolate truffle and it does smell like chocolate. Mm, I got this. The mother of the host, she did real good by us. Oh my god. So sit up. We got some Vicky Secret and some pink. You good, Chief? Okay, you can lay down. And then one of the other ladies got us this, some Vicky Secret. It is Sweet Sugar Violet Body Mist, I think it is. Yeah, fragrance mist. We had a game we played, and this pen is pink and it writes in pink. Y'all know how I feel about pink, so of course I asked the host if I could have it, and she said yes. So I got this hand sanitizer, coin purse. What is this? And these are Kleenex. Thank you, Nicole. Oh yeah. And I got this. I love these kind of sanitizers. I use the Touchland brand. Oh my God, they are the best. I wasn't a fan of hand sanitizer until I came across these. This is not the Touchland brand, but any of these that are kind of the spray kind that are scented, I love them. And it's really easy for me to get the kids to clean their hands when I use these. They love it too. Okay. So now we'll get into what I gave everybody. Of course, I gave myself the same thing, but so they got a cream moisturizer. They got some chocolates. They got some shower steamers. You put these on the floor in your shower. And oh my God. And then they got some hand moisturizing butter. So, and I think I'll keep these up. Hold on right quick. Okay, now for the big box. We went to this restaurant called Warehouse 72. I had never been there before, and it was really nice. The food was pretty good, but what was really cool is that at this Galentine's Day brunch, we played these games where you had to ask questions, like getting to know the other people that were there at the brunch, as well as like dating and romance kind of stuff. So that was pretty cool. Okay. So now this is what the hostess, she made these for us. They are initials. So cute. This is a coloring book. So it says celebrating friendship and color for queens who celebrate friendship together, they slay together. She made this. It is a custom coloring book, and all of us had one, but let me show you what she did. How cute is that? How cute is that? That's me. So the first 2 pages of your coloring book are of you. And we got crayons to go with. This I absolutely love. It's a journal, and the front of the journal says faith, feelings, and forward motion. You know how I am about some positive energy and good vibes. Absolutely love it. And it comes with this matching red pen. There's more. Okay, let's see here. Oh, this. Okay, that's cute. That's real cute. And then last, we have these monogrammed travel totes. And it's pink. Absolutely love it. So that's my haul from my Galentine today. That was pretty awesome. Considering the foolishness that happened in the parking lot. Now let's talk about that, because ever since that happened, I can't, like, my live recordings and stuff, they were fooling with it. It was recorded what happened in the parking lot yesterday. So for those of you who are sitting here, you weren't in the live yesterday, let me tell you what happened. So I'm sitting in the parking lot, right? And I'm minding my own business. I was on live, okay? I was on live, and I'm talking to everybody. And the next thing you know, this rental cop rolls up on me. So he rolls up next to me, and I rolled the window down. I was like, yes. And he's like, you can't just be sitting here. And I was like, why? Because I wasn't in a handicap parking space. I wasn't illegally parked. None of that. Just sitting there minding my own business, quiet, and I was on the live. So he's like, do you drive Uber? I said, yes. He said, well, you can't sit here waiting on rides. And I'm like, well, I'm not driving right now. Now, at this point, I'm getting ticked off. Lay down. Lay down. I'm getting ticked off because he's just being nosy and bothersome. It's a whole parking lot full of people, full of empty spaces. I am not parked in front of the store. I'm not keeping anybody from being parked. You just came over here and bothering me. And I'm in a public parking lot. So there's that. He proceeds to tell me, well, I'm going to give you a few more minutes. And that's when I told him, I'm not dealing with that. I rolled up my window went back to my live. Now, at the same time, at the same time, my screen pops up and it's from TikTok telling me that I have a violation because of some hate speech or something. But no hate speech. I told him to go on about his business. Well, needless to say, I was gonna clip it so y'all could see what happened. But now that the Orange Toddler and his people, have taken over TikTok, they went in that portion of my life. I can't even. They've erased it. It's gone. Imagine that. And then went so far as to tell me he was taking my picture, and I was like, okay, if I was doing something that was wrong, you could just call the police. But you can't call the police. I wasn't soliciting anyone. I wasn't preventing anybody from parking. I wasn't doing anything. I was sitting there minding my own business. So my account on TikTok is doing a whole lot of stuff. I know they're suppressing my videos. That's okay too. Y'all not paying nobody enough for it to matter in the first damn place. So there's those apples. So that was very, and normally things don't bother me. Like something will happen. Hey, Steph, something will happen, and then I'll just go and be like, whatever. But that kind of stayed with me. And I think it stayed with me because not that those things don't happen, the prevalency of it happening now is because these people have been made to feel comfortable and they've been given permission to do whatever it is that they want to do. And luckily, I was on live because I know had I not been on live, I probably would have responded. Yes, I probably would have just responded differently because that's just my mouth. I'm being honest. I was at Torchy's one night getting some chips and queso, and I had gotten the chips and queso. I was in the car, and I was looking at the time and debating if I was going to turn the Uber app back on, drive a little bit more, or whatever. Now I'm all the way at the end of the parking strip. There's nobody there. And again, another member of the Mayo Mafia pulls up and he starts screaming, "You don't know how to park. You rolled all the way down here to tell me I don't know how to park." And where I was parked, the businesses were closed. It was nobody even there. The Torchies was at the end, and it was almost time for them to close. So that means he trucked himself all the way down there to bother with me. Well, in that moment, I wasn't on live. I was by myself. He parked his car and he got out of his car. And I was like, "You do have a license, ma'am." So I drove off. Yeah. Normally, but just in that moment, I forgot that in this day and time, I don't have the liberties I used to have. Well, you got them, but they come with some dire consequences. And so being smart Yeah, it's more necessary than now. But it really pissed me off that somebody had the entitlement to think that they could just say and do whatever they wanted to do because they think that they can. And in my brain, no, you cannot. You're not an officer of the law. You a rent a cop in a golf cart. You cosplaying a police. Good morning, lovely. And so that stayed with me from yesterday. And it really pissed me off. I didn't like it at all. I kept my composure and I laughed it off with all of y'all. But in hindsight and thinking about it, no, I didn't like it at all. I didn't like it at all. So enough of that, enough of girls time. I'll now go back to being inclusive on the live. So today is the last day of Super Bowl week. Everybody is now in preparation for the actual Super Bowl. Not only will all eyes be on the game, but halftime, everyone is looking forward. Well, those of us that like Bad Bunny, we looking forward to halftime. And when I was driving into work this morning, I was just thinking to myself, if my Pam mommy, that's my grandmother, my Jamaican grandmother, she's no longer with us. If Pam mommy had been here, all of the decorations and all of the food that everybody is posting. Kiki, can you please behave? I'm trying to be an adult and be serious right now. All of the decorations and everyone is making to design their Super Bowl parties to look like Puerto Rico. I do think he's going to bring out Cardi. hmm I think he's going to bring out Cardi. I think Daddy Yankee is going to be there too. And then all the food, because let me tell you something about my Pam mommy. If you know anything about women from the Caribbean, you know that they are stiff competitors when it comes to their food and cooking. And with all of the amazing dishes that people have been posting that they're going to have at halftime, my grandmother would be busy in the kitchen, and just know we would have jerk chicken. We would be having curry goat, rice and peas, cocoa bread and meat patty. Breakfast would be kalaloo and sawfish, dumpling, fried dumpling, plantain. Oh my God, sliced cabbage. Now, when my Mommy was alive and she would cook, she would make porridge and she would also make this bomb French toast out of the Jamaican sourdough bread. If you don't know what that is, it is this loaf and it is a dense, thick loaf of sourdough bread and it is absolutely delicious. It makes the best regular toast, but French toast, oh my God, it is the best. Now, in Puerto Rico, they have Bacardi. In Jamaica, we drink J. Ray and Nephew. If you don't know anything about J. Ray and Nephew, oh, it is. Jamaican rum and Puerto Rican rum are two different animals. Two different animals. They'll be drinking coquito. We'll be drinking Sanger's rum cream. Two different islands, similar in how the meals look, but two very distinctive and proud tastes. I am so excited about today's halftime. And y'all know how I get geeked about community and family and all of that. But what I have loved all week is the love and support that everyone is giving the Puerto Rican community here in America as well as on the island. Everyone is so excited and festive and looking forward to the halftime. So there is that. Now, if you are an avid sports pundit, journalist, or football fan, aside from the two teams that are playing today, you know that once Super Bowl happens, now everybody is hitting spring training. Now everybody is getting ready for Pro Bowl. I mean, Pro Day and the Combine. All of these potential youngsters who are coming out of college Now we're going to start seeing and hearing a lot more of them, which I am excited about because that means we're trucking right along. The sooner we get to summer training, the sooner we get to September. I'm just saying, I'm ready for some real football. If we can speed this up, yes, and wrap all this up, get to football. What is a noise filter? What's a noise filter, Didi? See, I don't know about a whole lot of this stuff. I don't know nothing about no noise filter and none of that. But anywho, all eyes are going to be on the college players after today. Pro days and combine preparation. Lots of gentlemen after their teams didn't make it to the playoffs or make it to a bowl game, they declared the draft. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see how this is going to play out. Last year's pro days and combine preparation was really animated, but we know that a lot of that had to do with the fact the world was wanting to see how it was going to play out between Cam Ward, Travis Hunter, and Shedeur Sanders in the first round of the draft. So there is that. Um, Now this NFL draft is not about the quarterbacks. It's now going to be about snagging wide receivers, running backs, and of course, offensive and defensive linemen. Um, Cleveland Browns, they're still building. So I am certain. Okay, well, then let me take it off of there. Say less. Okay, so now that we are um, getting ready to Andrew Berry did the very first thing I said he was going to do. I said he was going to work on trades. He was going to go from getting the players, one, from other teams that are not happy, and then getting the players he needed to fill. Oh, okay. Getting the players he needs to fill the positions. And in Cleveland, we got a lot of positions. But at the same time, we've got some players that are already in place. I'm glad that we got a coaching staff that's now going to be able to develop them. And what's really cool is that it was the very first rookie year for a lot of the standout players in Cleveland. And now that we have Coach Todd and his team of coaches will be able to move forward. So I think this combine is probably going to look like it used to traditionally. Like I said, last year, it did not because of the class of players that was coming out. We don't have that level of razzle dazzle this year, and I'm not taking anything from those young men. It's just last year's was highly anticipated because of who was actually in the draft. Now, like I said, I did have an opportunity to go and look up Carnell Tate and take a peek at some of his stuff. And I like the young man. I like the young man because it is very evident that he's very confident in his run and catch game. And that's going to be essential because Shedeur is the type of quarterback that is quick change on a dime. So that natural born chemistry between wide receivers and running backs, it's going to be essential. Shedeur does his best throwing when he is on the run and on the fly. And he's known that even in that moment of running and throwing, he'll change what he's doing. So he's got to have wide receivers who understand what that language sounds like and looks like. Um, that was really prevalent when you used to watch him and Travis and him and Jimmy, him and LeJontay, him and Will. So I am hoping that in this off season, he'll have an opportunity to do that rebuild and build upon that chemistry. Um, Not only with the young men who are coming out in the draft, but let's talk about who Andrew Berry has already pulled back into the fold. We've got Isaiah Wooden, we've got Isaiah Bond, we've got Tillman, Sampson, Sanders, we got Luke and Ashton. Why do I keep wanting to say Ashton Genty? Quinshawn Judkins, who is rehabilitating and recovering. So, hey, so her. So we have a lot of tools, thank you, in the toolbox already, which I like. I personally do not think we can have too many wide receivers and running backs. I don't. I I was a big proponent. Yes, I forgot about Fannin. Thank you, Stephanie. Oh, we finna get there. So her, we're gonna get there. Um, I have been a big proponent on and advocating for us not putting so much of the running game only on Quinn Sean because we kept saying he's going to get hurt. He got hurt. So instead of worrying about stacking a quarterback room, let's make certain that we've got enough running backs and wide receivers to rotate them out so we keep them healthy, we keep them strong, and we keep our game tight and in pocket. Um, I'm not worried about the O line. And I'm going to tell you why I'm not worried about the O line because Coach Todd knows there needs to be something done about the O line. Andrew Berry knows there needs to be something done by the O line. They know that the O line that's in place is old. And that's all I'm going to say about that. We just going to let it do what it do, boo. So there is that. The defense, now in the absence of Jim Schwartz, where are we going from here? I don't doubt for any second at all, Coach Todd, Andrew Berry, and Jimmy Haslam, they are going to figure it out. Is a good coach. And I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not worried about that at all. Not at all. Um, the beautiful thing about Coach Todd is that both people who have played for him or went to school with him, they all have really positive things to say about his work ethic as well as how he cares for the players on his team. And that's the type of energy that we need to keep seeing handled and processed through Cleveland. So, as far as the Cleveland Browns are concerned, there is work to be done. Development needs to happen, and we're moving in that direction. So, there's that. So, remember when I told you that the Sanders keep receipts from the daddy on down to the kids? Have y'all seen all of Coach Prime's interviews? If I didn't know any better, one would think that Coach Prime agreed to do all these interviews to clear the decks because every last every last appearance he has made, he made certain that he checked everybody. First stop ESPN. Hmm. Now, I'm sorry. Why I'm laughing is because that young man did not know when he went into work yesterday that he probably was really excited at the fact that he was going to get to talk to Coach Prime. He probably thought, oh my God, it's Super Bowl week. I'm going to get to talk to Coach Prime. Coach Prime is sitting in my interview. Everything was everything till it wasn't everything. And the young man is sitting there and he's going off about how nice Shador is and how, everybody really liked him. He was shaking hands. And Coach Prime said, you probably was part of the sabotage. It was in that moment that I knew, oh, and then wait, that that was that was the duct tape being snatched off that boy's mouth because he followed up with, "Did you try to sabotage my son?" That young man was stuttering and trying to get himself together. He said, "No, no, I didn't." Coach Prime said, "But you didn't say nothing when they was lying and killing him. You didn't say anything." He said, "Yeah, I did. I tweeted." Coach Prime said, "No, you didn't. No, you didn't." Let me tell y'all, I was like this. And what was so cold about it is it was live. So it was nothing that young man could do except just keep on talking. And he reassuring Coach Prime that he really loves Shador. Everybody loves Shador. And he said, I agree. It was wrong what they did. Coach Prime still he did not let up. He said, but you didn't say nothing. You didn't say nothing. I can't believe y'all went with that. Then toned it down and said, have you noticed? Now you don't hear none of that. At that point, I know that young man sitting next to Coach Prime was clutching his anal sphincter with everything in him, hoping that he did not barf or poop on himself right on the spot because Coach Prime, thank you, Octavius. I mean, gagged. But it didn't stop there. Oh, no, no. So he's on first take. Stephen A. Smith. Listen to me, my political brain. Stephen Smith, Cam Newton, and Ryan Clark. I don't know what that young lady's name is. I don't really pay attention to her. And so they sitting there, and I'm looking at the panel because I'm like, all three of those men have had questionable things to say in reference to Shador. And now you sitting there with his daddy and you gotta atone for what you said? Cause now Prime was locked and loaded at crack 30 in the morning because they started talking about the NFL and coaching. He said, and I will not whatsoever. You you saw what they did to my son? I will not. I do not watch NFL football. And they all sitting there like, he said what he said. Yeah, he said what he said. And what I thought was very hypocritical, even though Ryan Clark tries to say things in this composed and well versed manner, you don't have a spine, sir. You flip flop and you ride the coattails of the people who manufacture this stuff. And you think because your delivery is soft spoken and sugar coated that we don't see that you're not standing on business. Now you sit next to his daddy and y'all laughing and talking. And of course, Prime knows he can be honest, but he's only so far he can be because his son is still in the league. He's not trying to create a problem going forward, but he definitely was going to let you know that y'all not talking to Coach Prime in Colorado. You talking to Dion Primetime Sanders, the father of Shedeur Sanders. So after he chin checked them on first take, I forget the little young lady. They were interviewing him and talking to him about players, and they did this thing where you had to determine who the quarterback was on this shadow. And Coach Prime was like, I don't know any of them. I don't watch, I don't know any of them. And then they showed Shador's shadow. He was like, "Yeah, I know that. I taught that. I know that's my son. I know who that is. I don't know who the rest of them people are. I don't watch football." And she almost stuttered. She said, "Wait, you don't watch? You know?" He said, "I don't watch the NFL. You think I forgot what they did to my son? I know y'all don't think I forgot. Come on now." Now she's standing there and she looking for because again, they were live. What could you do? Now, at this point, all of the internet uncles, aunties, and cousins, we in every chat group, we online posting about it. It is hot on the wire. Everybody and they mama is talking about Coach Prime. And I know they sending out bat signals everywhere he's supposed to show up because now everybody that's already interviewed is letting everybody know who's down the pike. He's coming and he's coming for you. So have it together. And it didn't stop. Mm-mm. It did not stop. I mean, he gave everybody the business yesterday. And it was no hemming and hawing. He wasn't walking it back. He wasn't trying to soft serve or sugarcoat it. He gave it to them and let it be known. Oh, see, y'all saw what was in public eye. I know what happened behind the curtain and what they did to my son. And then I was really laughing because I'm like, you know how slow they are? Because Coach Prime is really smart. Coach Prime is telling you about both of his sons, and y'all think he just talking about Shador. That was the funniest part of it all. They didn't catch on. Bless their hearts. But before he left first take, he let them people know we are Sanders, and people come for us all the time. We don't fold, we don't falter. We stand on it and we stand through it. And y'all ain't seen nothing yet as far as what Shador can do. And I was like, good for you. It's about damn time somebody said something. Thank you, Kiki. About time y'all said something about it. And then it wasn't just Coach Prime that was on the interview circuit because Shador and Shiloh, was still over at the Stream Bowl till that ended, and then they headed back to Canton. Bucky is now on the interview circuit, and Cam Newton is asking him, oh, I wanted to bring this to your attention. If you see the clip of Coach Prime leaving First Take, I want you to pay attention to how he did not hug certain people. Now he was sitting next to Coach Prime, but when it came time for Coach Prime to leave, he left. And on his way out, he dapped up and hugged certain people, not everybody. He didn't have nothing for that Claro blonde chick that was sitting on the panel. He didn't have nothing for Cam. Just he gave Ryan Clark that church hug. The big gentleman that's bald with the beard. Now he dapped it up and hugged it up with him. Didn't hug it up with Stephen A. Smith. Oh yeah, because I be paying attention to everything. Because body language is everything to me. Okay. So when he left there, not only did they interview Coach Prime, but they also interviewed Bucky. Cam Newton decided to interview Bucky. So he's talking about, crashing out and um, how the Sanders, respond to things or whatever. And Bucky let it be known if there's a response that needs to be made or somebody needs to say something or go do something, hey, Hannah, it's going to be me. And I asked him, is it something you want me to say, something you want me to clap back with, or whatever? He said, because all of us have a position in this family brand. That's my job. That's what I do. He said, but, we get into it with each other and then everything. He said, but the big thing is we're always together, we're always supporting each other. So when stuff like this happens, we rely on each other's strength and love and support of each other to help us get through these things. And I was like, see, I love the way that they handle the PR of their family. You don't get to tell their story. They are always in control of their narrative. But I absolutely love the fact that Coach Prime, he was patient, he waited, and we knew eventually he gonna say something. Well, he showed up yesterday looking sharp as fresh broken glass in that plaid print suit, them blender shades. And I'm going to say the part out loud that everybody is thinking. Miss Caruth mom, she got that thigh out. And Prime is happy. Not that he wasn't, not that he wasn't on his game or whatever, but it's something to be said when when you get you a quality man piece, or if you fall into some fire, it changes the whole demographic. It changes. You wake up with a pep in your step and some pride in your stride that ain't been there in a long time. And you have all the time of the day. You ready for all the smoke and you wish somebody would. That's the kind of firepower that it gives you. And I mean, they are just glowing and floating. They arrives, Bucky, and what I really love about it is that his children are being so supportive of his newfound happiness. Cause Bucky trolls the hell out of Carucci every opportunity he get. And he was kind of in his feelings yesterday because Carucci got them blue and white colorways and Bucky trying to understand how she gets some and he didn't. Your girl sitting there in the room. She got her little shoes on the box, got her little outfits hanging there. Prime is showing off her little outfits and stuff. And he and Karuchi are verbally high-fiving each other. I don't know if y'all was paying attention to this, but I'm just like, oh, they go together. Baby, for anybody who has anybody that's got anything to say about what is going on with Coach Prime and Carucci, let me just say this to you. You best keep that to yourself because the energy and vibrancy coming off of the two of them lets you know, no, you don't want to mess with that. Mm-mm. Leave that alone. Leave that alone. Ladies, we know what that means when a man smiles like that and walks in with that type of stride. And here's the thing, watching them together, it is not a forced or synthetic transaction that you often see between people who have that much age difference between them. They laugh and play and joke with each other, and it's not her cosplaying daddy figure in my man. No, she is his woman and she carries it that way. And he treats her and carries it that way. So it's like, okay, maybe this works. I for everybody that's worried about his toes, I can tell you this, the smile and glow on Karuchi, she ain't worried about them toes, honey. Y'all worried about the wrong thing. She is locked, loaded, and focused, baby. There are other elements of Coach Prime that are in tip top shape. Ooh, not only is Coach Prime not playing about Miss Carucci, the stepkids are not playing about Carucci. So there is that. Um, I am always happy for everybody that's happy, okay? But in this season, considering everything that Coach Prime has had, good morning, T, that Coach Prime has had to endure, and he has come through on the other side, a man who has faced his inequities, his adversities, he has been accountable for the things that he's done. When you go through all of those things, there comes a point in your life where you deserve a second season of happiness and success and prosperity. And that's his season right now. You know, he's happy. He is successful. His children are successful. I don't get, whoever, well, no, I'm not even gonna lie like that because if Coach Prime had picked somebody else and she wasn't right, we would definitely be speaking on it. But in this particular case, mm-mm, mm-mm. It is really hard. And I can tell you this at 54, it's really hard to juggle working and then really focusing on dating and finding someone, who you're compatible with. Because at this age in your life, a lot of the aesthetics and the materialistic and the image based things that you chose and picked for your relationships, you don't necessarily pick it for that now. You're looking for things. Can they have a conversation? Are they comfortable in their own skin? Can I say no without them having a emotional meltdown? Are they cool with staying at their own place? I have my own place, and then we spend time together. Everything doesn't have to be codependent and clingy and needy and self-esteem and insecurity issues. Those are the type of things that you right now. You meet somebody, they make you laugh, they make you feel good. You're able to go places and do things and have common ground and sharing things. That's where you at with it now. Now, would you like them to be soft on the eyes? Well, yeah. But there are sometimes some instances where people aesthetically are so attractive and internally they're garbage. There's nothing there. Absolutely nothing there. So there's that. And yes, Miss Thing is tote and in hand. Uh y'all talking about y'all knew it was serious when he went to meet the godmother. No. I'm gonna tell you what sold me was yesterday. Coach Prime is in a Nike deal, and guess who was sitting right there next to him? Okay, say less. Cause you know Coach Prime be acting real aloof, and soon if you start asking him about business and money, he all out ignore you, act like he don't hear nothing you talk about. Every time Shiloh talking about a trust fund, I'm talking about some money. Bro, Coach Prime be like, I don't even know what you're talking about. You act like I got it like that. So, you know, to have, I'm like, okay, they go together. Okay. And Bucky is filming it the whole way. So there is that. Mhm. I did get a chance to peek at the celebrity, if that's what you want to call them. It was just a bunch of influencers out there. Um, their tag football game. I'm sorry, touch. Mhm. The funniest part of that game was at the end when Drewski apologized to Coach Prime and said, I gave it everything I got. Coach Prime said, no, you gave the other team everything you got. Which brings me back to Karuchi because in order for you to date or hang out with the Sanders, you know what kind of turtle skin you got to have because they do not they do not have cut cards at all. They do not have cut cards at all. They rib and slugfest each other all the time. So if you're gonna be part of their group, you gotta be able to handle that. Coach Prime told that man, no, you gave the other team everything you got. That is insane. Absolutely insane. Those of you who got the link to WhatsApp and will be chatting it up with Coach Prime and the Sanders boys, Bucky, Shiloh, and Shador. Have a good time in the first quarter of the game. That's when y'all will be chatting it up. Um, Kiki, one of the Internet Family Reunion Committee members, shared a screenshot. Y'all know it's people in there asking for stuff. See, this is why people in their spaces go silent and they don't want to talk to their fans or do engagements and stuff because people always have their hands out wanting something. How do you go into a invitational chat to talk with the Sanders men and the first thing out your mouth or the first line in the post, yes, Tony, asking for stuff. Asking, yes, asking for stuff. You got invited to a private limited seat chat to chat it up with them. This is not the time for you to be opening up your mouth asking for stuff. This is what will make people not want to do it again. They were asking for one of the bags from Pro Bowl to Super Bowl. Just, hmm. And I use her as an example all the time. Back in the day, Beyonce used to do all the interview circuits. She would really be engaged and talking, and they would have contests and stuff like that. And she would show up, and between fans and the media, your girl said, wrap this up. We're not doing this no more. And she stopped talking. She stopped talking to the press. She stopped making herself available for people to have access to her all like that. Even on her social media platforms, she wouldn't caption or nothing. She just post a picture and you just have to figure it out. And I am noticing that Shador is already extremely selective, but he came out and said if it ain't Bucky or Shiloh, he's not doing no press for anybody outside of his mandated NFL presses. So there's that. But that's the type of stuff that'll send celebrities into silence. Then folks will be talking about they stuck up. They don't want to. No, when they were being relatable, when they were engaging and talking to people, people didn't know how to act. In here asking these people to give you something. Like, come on, that's insane. Just no home training or couth whatsoever. Just acting crazy. So my adult ADHD is kicking in. I'm going back to the story about my grandmother and the Super Bowl because I can do that. I can loop three or four conversations and keep them going at the same time. So today, with all the pictures of all the food, my grandmother, I would love to eat Jamaican food today because I know my grandmother. She ain't gonna be outdone by anybody. And if she saw those pictures or whatever, she'd have got up this morning and cooked her hind parts off, and I would just be the happiest grandchild in the world because in that moment I would become a grandchild. Hmm. Not her granddaughter. I'm a grandchild. Yep. Just happy and eating and doing my happy table dance because my pan mommy cooked for me. Because she would quickly be like, oh, the Puerto Ricans think they're good without the food. Hmm. Your girl would go in there and whip it up. But anybody who knows anything about women from the Caribbean, when they go in there and cook, they don't cook like for just a small portion of people or just that meal. All in posts you see of all of the Puerto Rican dishes and the Puerto Rican people that are partying today, let me tell you something. It's enough food on all those tables to feed Calvaries because that's how they cook in the Caribbean. It's not a simple, like if your tia, your abuelita ask you if you want something to eat, she's not getting ready to make you one taco or two tacos. She can ready to go in there and pull some pork, do some chicken, do some rice and peas, fry some plantanos. She finna do all of that. Well, they ain't no different down the road in Jamaica. They are the same way. Mhm. And my God, Pam Mommy is the epitome of a Jamaican queen, sucking her teeth, rolling her eyes, talking crazy to you, and asking you, do you want something to eat, all in the same breath. And I miss her so. It's cold outside, so I definitely will be getting a bowl of porridge. She would definitely make a pot of porridge. And for those of you who have never had porridge, oh my God. Mm, mm, mm. So I am definitely looking forward to seeing all of the posts. What I really like, and speaking to community and family, what I really like is watching the Puerto Rican community be celebrated, and then for them to be excited because all of us are celebrating with them. I saw so many posts this morning um, of Black content creators who are either showing you what they wearing today or telling you what's their Bad Bunny playlist. And then in the comments, so many Puerto Rican Americans, as well as Puerto Ricans that are on the island, they're all commenting. This one particular comment said that we loved last year's Super Bowl with Kendrick Lamar, and we were here in support. And we're so glad that you guys are here supporting us and Bad Bunny. And I was like, see, love wins. Love wins. For all the people that's mad because halftime is going to be in Espanol, we going to be having a grand time. The whole community is going to have a grand time. Hey, good morning. Now I just got to find somebody here to sponsor my Jamaican lunch. I want Jamaican food. I do. I want Jamaican food today. I miss my grandmother, and today she would be cooking it up. And that's what I want. Yeah. hmm hmm So, what are y'all doing for the Super Bowl? Are y'all going to watch parties? No, I'm not in San Francisco. I wish I was in San Francisco, but I can tell you this. Let's get to the facts. I will be in Paris in October. Oui, oui. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, V, you doing wings and things? Okay. Okay, Nicole, you doing Mexican? Okay. Well, you in H Town, you allowed. Y'all over there on the YouTube side, what y'all making to eat today? What y'all doing for the game today? Um, wait a minute. Why is Kiki like this? Why is she like this? Why is she like this? Hey, Yoshi, my cousin's in here. Tris, I was just telling everybody if Pam Mommy was here today, my God, today, how well we would be eating, especially with Bad Bunny being the halftime show in the Super Bowl. You know your girl would be throwing down. Oh, oh, I miss her so. Oh, I miss her so. Drinking some rum cream, eating some cocoa bread and meat patty, plantain, curry goat, rice and peas. Oh, breakfast, porridge, saltfish, callaloo, fried dumpling, smoked kippers or smoked salmon. Mm. Mm, mm. Okay, Tony, you grilling? What you making? What you throwing on the grill? My God, today. What am I doing? I told you I'm finna find somebody to buy my Jamaican food. That's what I'm doing. I am identifying as a grandchild today. And since I am identifying as a grandchild, I want to be treated as such. I am so ignorant for that. I am so ignorant for that. I figure this, y'all. Everybody is identifying as they are identifying. I think I should be able to identify as I feel like it. Some days I identify as Dominique Devereaux from Dynasty. Some days my pronouns are rich black auntie. Today my pronoun is Jamaican grandchild. Yes, that's what I want. And I want some Sanger's rum cream. And as a grandchild in the Lawson family, you could have something to drink. So I want that. Yes, I do. My God, today. I will be leaving work actually, Nicole. The game starts like 30 minutes before I clock out because I get off at 6 and the game starts at 5:30. So what I may do is I may sit still until the till halftime since the other nurse comes in at 6 and just watch the game. Then at halftime, scoot and boot. No, I'm not gonna scoot and boot. That's the Benito Bowl. After I don't know. I probably will be sitting right here because I don't want to miss nothing. Oh, that's what you think? Let's get to the facts. Okay. Did you read your email that I sent for the media invitation for the Internet Family Reunion? Because I sent you one. No, not you. Not you, Tris. It might be in your spam. It's coming from the Internet Family Reunion at gmail.com. As a matter of fact, you on the phone right now, so I'll tell you what email. Let's see. DM me your email address again so I can send it to you. Because I definitely would like for you to be present and accounted for. I want Black journalists and Black media content creators covering the event. It's time to give other people an opportunity to shine. And if we're going to change the narrative, we also have to change the voice that's speaking when they're telling our stories, as well as reporting them. So there's that. So yeah, if you can DM me your email address, I'll get it over to you again. Okay, cool in the game. Well, family, I'm going to get off of here and I'm going to start doing some studying. But wherever you are, definitely stay safe, stay warm, enjoy the game. And at halftime, may the world enjoy this Caribbean music festival that's about to take place. I'm excited about it. I'm excited about what's going to happen after this game today. Some more young men are going to embark on their goals and their dreams from childhood on up. And I'm so very proud of Shador and Shiloh and the experience that they've had this last year because instead of other young men being fretful and feeling hopeless, they now see that their dreams are still able to be attainable regardless of what other people may do or try to do. So, with that being said, the draft, again, I do not think it is going to be the quarterback blitz that it was last year. Again, I think it's going to be about uh, re upping your offensive line, defensive line, and then getting you some good running backs and wide receivers. So I'm looking forward to it. The 2026-2027 season starts tomorrow. And I say it starts tomorrow because the preparation, the team building, um, the filling of the gaps, getting everything in place for spring training as well as summer training, all of that begins the day after the Super Bowl. So we have a lot to look forward to, definitely. So, everybody, enjoy your Super Bowl celebrations. Definitely enjoy halftime. It is the beginning of the week. Let's keep it positive and focused. Go do great things. And as always, protect your peace and your mental health.